Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. I am here with my lovely friend Freya Rose, who I've worked with for many years. She is an incredibly talented wedding shoe designer. And last year, Freya and I worked on a really exciting project together to design a pair of shoes. What we actually did was invited our followers to design those pair of shoes. And I want to talk to you about that today because over the last few months, we've been working with the winner to actually create those pair of shoes, which we're going to introduce to you very soon. And we are also going to be offering you a chance to purchase those pair of shoes. They are so beautiful. But before I go on, I just want to ask you, Freya, to introduce yourself. Tell a little bit about who you are. Just introduce yourself to our readers.
Thanks, Annabelle. Hi, yeah, I'm Freya Rose and I design a shoe designer and recently launched jewellery as well. I've been working with Annabelle for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just really excited and thought it would be the perfect opportunity during the pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic, to do something creative with our followers and a competition that would mean that people could get creative and inspired and have the opportunity to design their perfect pair of wedding shoes. And we were just inundated with entries and we were overwhelmed with how amazing and incredible all of these were. It was really, really difficult to choose the winner, but we were blown away with the design, and yeah, just really exciting to let you know today and show you the winner's design come to fruition.
That's brilliant. So what we did last April, we launched a competition on Love My Dress in collaboration with Freya. And as I say, we invited our followers to design their perfect pair of shoes. And the reason why it's taken so long for us to let you know what's happened is because obviously it takes time to filter through all the applications, but we've created an actual pair of shoes. And that takes time, especially when you're working with the kind of design features that you like to include in your shoes. Beautiful mother of pearl detail. So yeah, here we are. We picked a winner out of the several hundred people who applied. We picked a lovely winner. Let me check her name. It was Hannah Kelmsley. And I think both of us were so moved by her entry. You have to remember, it was a time back in April last year, so the pandemic had already gotten underway a little bit. And I think you, Freya, just felt like you really wanted to give something back to the community. You wanted to give a bit of hope to your couples, your brides, and just show some generosity at a time when everybody was feeling really low and very uncertain about their wedding plans. So it was such a joy to work with you on this. And I think I would like you to talk a little bit about Hannah's entry, because it was just so heartfelt and it just kind of really touched a chord at the time, didn't it? So
it did. I think yeah, the winning design had that sort of element of the aesthetic that we would usually produce within our own collections, and the fact it was very star inspired, and there was this element, you know, during the pandemic we were all connected when we looked at the stars. And we're going to be launching her design. We're going to be launching it on solstice, so star related, on the 21st of June. And yeah, it just incorporated really beautiful elements, and yeah, I'm excited to show you. We've got two versions. We've done it in a gold version and a silver version. And we've created 20 pairs from her design, and we're going to be giving all the profit to charity, to a charity called Together for Short Lives.
Oh, that's great. Tell me more about that. So basically, before you do tell me more about that, we've created this winning pair of shoes, and that's going to go to the winner. But you've produced a small run, 20 pairs or 40 pairs, but so 20 pairs in one particular colour and 20 pairs in another. And they're going to be available for anyone to buy anywhere in the world on solstice. So that's the 21st of June. And they're going to be, I think it's £495 per pair, yeah. But 100% of the takings will go to your chosen charity, which just blows me away. So tell me a bit more about your charity and why you've chosen it.
So Together for Short Lives is an incredible charity, and I know they've really struggled during the pandemic. It basically helps support families with children with life-limiting conditions. So I can't imagine how tough it is to have to be looking after a child or have a child with life-limiting conditions, let alone during lockdown when these families have been unable to access the help, to give them a break, you know, or just to see family was being restricted, let alone help. So I think it's it's quite close to my heart, and I feel quite passionate about what they do and how they help families. So so that's the charity we've decided to work with.
It's incredibly generous of you. I just think you're amazing. But anyway, shall we have a look at shoes?
Yes, okay. So I've got 2 pairs here for you, and the first pair is how you would buy it in the ivory. So here we go. It's a very classic court shoe.
Yeah.
But you've got this beautiful mother of pearl star that's encased in silver, that's gold plated. And then as we turn it around and see the heel, you can see
amazing
that this is really intricate work. This is all brass, which has mother of pearl in the star, and then it's set into resin. So, you know, these are really shoes to be stepping out like in a star. Or under the stars, as a star under the stars.
Absolutely beautiful. And I love that playful element on the front as well, the star, which I noticed matches your earrings. I did spot those.
Oh yes, we did the earrings as a little complimentary match to the shoes.
Oh, they're just so lovely. I love them, and those shoes would go with literally any look, wouldn't they?
I think so. I mean, from dancing in under the moonlight in a beautiful summer evening to Christmas winter weddings. I mean, how perfect for Christmas with this lovely, gorgeous
They
stuff.
really are stunning.
And then here I have a version which is in silver, that the shoe has been dyed black. So it's just to show you that after the wedding, if you wanted to dye the shoes, or if you had a specific colour that you wanted the shoes to be, they're dyeable. So, and the heels really pop.
That's amazing. So somebody could purchase a pair of the white cream shoes and then have those dyed afterwards.
Yes. So if you have a certain colour theme in your wedding, some people, they like green or blue wedding shoes, you could dye them to match. And the mother of pearl has so many colours, iridescent colours going through it. It really does pick up on any colour. So whether you want the traditional white and maybe dye them afterwards, there's and a beautiful evening shoe to sort of treasure forever, as we say.
The proper investment, isn't it? An investment piece. Those shoes.
Yeah, they really are investment pieces, because they're never going to be made again. There's literally 20 pairs of the gold and 20 pairs of the silver. And I'll just re-clarify that the silver version does come in ivory. It doesn't come in black.
Right. Yeah.
I know that's pretty obvious, but just to reiterate, so they come in the ivory satin with a gold star or a silver star.
They're so beautiful, and the craftsmanship on those heels is next level, isn't it? Can you tell us a little bit about how that works? Who does that? Who makes that magic happen?
All of our shoes take such a long time to develop. That's why it has been. That's why it's taken so long to firstly produce samples and the techniques, and then actually to make the production of 20 pairs. But each pair of those heels takes one person 2 to 3 days to make, and they're made by jewelers. We work with families in Bali that make the jeweled parts of the shoes, and then the shoes are then handcrafted in Spain. So we work with 2 different we work with the jewellery and the shoe industry, and make a very unique product by jewellery, if you like. We use that word quite a lot. Jewellery.
Should we just make it a word now? Yeah, I like that. Jewellery. Definitely. Why haven't I thought about that before? What a cool phrase. That's really interesting to hear. So what I'd like to hear a little bit more about is Hannah's entry. Are you able to read just a little bit from the entry? Because it really touched me. I think at the time it just kind of captured a real mood.
Yeah, she sent me a lovely message, actually. She said, I wanted to design a shoe that highlighted the mother of pearl, which is so synonymous with Freya Rose and has the slight Art Deco influence. The celestial motif comes from my partner always saying he loves me to the stars and back, and that the shoes are a wonderful representation of that. Winning the competition was such a highlight of last year, especially as our wedding had to be postponed. It gave me something wedding related that was also wonderful to look forward to whilst we dealt with the ever-changing guidelines, ongoing uncertainty. Can't wait to finally wear them down the aisle, hopefully soon. And bless her, they both got COVID quite badly, I know, and they had quite a traumatic experience during lockdown. So I'm so pleased that they're now finally going to be getting married.
It really is a worthy win, isn't she? Bless you. And I hope you're watching this, Hannah. Thank you so much for entering this competition. You've done just so amazingly well. It's been such a pleasure for me to work with you, Freya, on this competition as well. It really, really has.
It has. It's been it was wonderful just to see people's entries, see all the creativity, and yeah, in such a difficult year, it gave us all something, gave some people something to look forward to. So,
and the whole project has arced in a really nice, it's just come to a really lovely fruition now, hasn't it? And we chose the 21st of June intentionally to launch the shoes online for you to buy, because we thought Freedom Day, it's all going to be amazing. And I know that there's a bit of a question mark hanging over that now, and if you're watching this and that's going to impact you or your wedding, then my heart does go out to you. It really does. We've just got to keep fingers crossed, and there's lots of really great people doing amazing work behind the scenes and very openly with the press as well, to try and ensure that those restrictions are lifted on the 21st. But we're going to stick with the 21st because it's become a bit of an important date, and of course it's midsummer as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so, and it fits with the theme of the shoes being called Luna.
Yeah,
the stars, something very nicely aligned there with solstice, I think. Yeah.
So wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Instagram or on Love My Dress on the blog, we will include a link to the page on Freya's site or pages where you can go and explore and purchase a pair of shoes for yourself. These are really special shoes. They're just going to be a really small run, 20 pairs of each, the white and the black. And as I say, 100% of those profits.
Silver and the gold.
Yes. Which I think is just amazing. So I would say, like, snap them up, people, before they're gone. And Freya has a history of selling out pretty fast as well, don't you, when you put new designs out there? So I would say, just go for it if you like them. Treat yourself, why not, after the year we've just had. But apart from that, I just want to say thank you so much, Freya. It's been an amazing opportunity to yet again work with you on something so lovely and creative.
Thank you for sharing this project with all your wonderful followers, and with Love My Dress. You're always such a pleasure to work with.
Oh, Freya, you're very welcome. I think we just finished on a really nice positive note, and just thank everyone who entered, and just wish everybody well. I am keeping my fingers crossed for the 21st of June and beyond. But either way, we're getting closer, way closer to where we need to be now, aren't we? As a nation, as a country, and just, yes, please, go to the universe, that we can all go ahead and start celebrating with wild abandon and joy like we all want to. But thanks ever so much, Freya. It's lovely to have chatted with you today. Thanks for taking the time to explain everything to our community. So,
thank you.